Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Guatemala and week 2 in this season of Reddit League. My name is Atoma and I'm joined as always by Calamity. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm really excited about this Division 4A matchup, Nakiro and Faraban, the French derby, and two really great players, Calamity, as we take a look at their stats.
Yeah, I've mentioned before how Division 4A is kind of the one that I'm most excited about how it will end up finished, and who will end up going up, who will end up going down, etc. Nakiro and Faraban are definitely both candidates that could get promoted. They both had pretty good first games actually, but just in the case of Faraban, he did lose against Hexalt with a great score in Japan. I think he
Mm.
got 24-7 something. And Nakiro got 24,100 something and ended up with a relatively easy game against Porksteaks, who wasn't doing great in Japan. So we've got Nakiro leading the table after week 1 and Faraban down there in 6th, but as I said, he did have a great score, so he did, of course, pick up a bonus point. Yeah, as I said, I'm excited to see how this table will end up, and I could see either one of the two winning this game. The thing is, Faraban, we've kind of seen pretty much only winning last season after
Yeah,
week
yeah.
1, and Nakiro has already been in Division 4 last season and did not get promoted. Um, so I don't know who I'd favor out of the two. I might even favor Faraban slightly. He did have a better
Mhm.
score than Nakiro in Japan too. But yeah, anything can happen in Guatemala, so who knows?
Yeah, exactly. Two very competitors might even be the deciding match come the end of the season. Well, let's take a look at this map. It is Guatemala by Mapper. Average score pretty low, 9,812. Been played just over 2,500 times. Yeah, pretty standard map. Covers all edges of the country. And yeah, not a lot of signs and whatnot to look for. So this is a real test of their maybe their Division Three credentials, Calamity. If they can do well on this, they might have the possibility of promotion here on the end of the season.
Yeah, I do think generally that both of them are good enough to play in Division 3. And it might almost be more difficult for them to get promoted out of Division 4 here than it would be to stay in Division 3.
I
Getting
definitely think that.
promoted
Yeah.
out of Division 3 is then a whole different topic. But I think they definitely be good enough, and they're just gonna be struggling because there's so little promotion spots for Division 3. Um, so yeah, we'll see.
We'll see indeed. Well, let's jump into round number 1 with these two here and see which Frenchman comes out on top in the Spanish speaking country.
Mhm.
And kind of a rural jungle road in the mountains to get us started.
Yeah, not really the place you want to see, because this, like, there's a lot of Guatemala that's relatively rural. Usually you've got some towns spread around there, and this really looks like the place where there's not even any people living there. We'll see how
Mm.
long it takes until they get to some sort of civilization. There's something here. A few houses.
Well, Tigo phone company is everywhere. Well, we'll see if they're able to pick out this location. This was my official seed. I'm in 4B, but the seed is the same for everybody
Do you remember any of
across
the locations?
locations. I remember I was able to find all of them but the last one, and then when I told you that, you said, "What's wrong with you?" and showed me all the signs that told me where I was.
Oh yeah, I remember.
So I was like, "Oh, come on!" So I remember it not being incredibly difficult. I remember my practices being really tough, and maybe that's why it wasn't that bad. I actually put in some practice.
Mm.
And as we look at that, this sign on the bus that Nakiro has is pretty much what helped a lot of us out, I think. Those two city names.
Chiquimula and Barbaena. And they also both have already seen that they're on the road number 13, which is not anywhere there. So probably yet again another road sign that you shouldn't really trust.
Yeah. I wonder if that's just a Google thing where their map of the country isn't as accurate, or I don't know what's going on with that, but an
I don't
interesting
I don't know what it
question.
says about me, but I'd rather trust that Google's information is accurate than the information
Ah,
in the country on a random sign that might be 20 years old. Um,
uh, that's true. The sign might have had some relevance in some point in the past, but with updates or whatever, it's now irrelevant. So Google matches that.
yeah, and you also always have that case of maybe the road just has like three different names. Maybe all roads in
Hmm.
Guatemala have like a some sort of multiple different names, just depending on what like which one you look at on a like an administrative level.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
I haven't looked into it that much, but the only thing that's clear is what it says on the sign does not match up with what it says on the map.
Yeah. Nakiro pretty happy with a couple of switchbacks here as a possible starting location. Feuerbond definitely going the distance here, traveling as much as he can to take in a lot of information,
Yeah,
see what
Nakura's
he might find.
moving closer. He wasn't in the right spot before. Now I can't say for sure anymore that he's in the wrong spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Faraban is very focused on that road 13. He did see the bus as well, the same one that Nakiro saw. Um, I'm pretty sure he saw where Chikimura is. I'm not quite sure he saw where Barbarena is because
Mm-hmm.
he's not between the two on the map.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Nakiro definitely has the better looking location as he sees that Y split up the road. So he's going to backtrack from there. So with about 40 seconds left, he's looking pretty good in the first round. Firebone, though, get a little perplexed, believing those road signs, Calamity, which might come to bite him in the butt a little bit here. Under 30 seconds to go. Nakiro will guess just slightly off of the pin location, 4,996. 41 meters, just missing out on that ace. And Firebond's only got another 10 seconds to go. And he's just going to drop a pin and say, yep, that's about as good as it's going to get.
He's really
Hopefully he doesn't
going
move
out
it.
there right now. I don't know
Hopefully he
what he's
doesn't move
looking
it.
for.
Don't move it. You're at least somewhat close. There we
Okay.
go. 2,829 for him. Yeah, that road number really distracting him quite a bit, Calamity.
Yeah, you could see there he pretty much at the end there, he kind of threw everything he'd seen during the round out of the window and was like, I don't know, gotta look for the 13 or something.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, he did see the bus, and I'm 100% certain he looked at Chikimulia there on the map, so he must have known where that is. Maybe he didn't quite know that the two cities on the bus are like starting and end point. Maybe just
Oh, I
thought
see.
it's like this general region is the starting or the end area, and you like it is in buses like in most other places in the world where you've only got like the end point on the bus.
Yeah,
And
something like that. Yeah.
yeah, maybe he thought it actually doesn't tell him as much as it does in actuality,
Mm-hmm.
and was more focused on the road there. But in the end, it's not the worst guess, but being 2,000 points behind against Nakiro does hurt.
Yeah, but it is Guatemala, so there's plenty of chances to come back, especially if you get a really uh, information missing location. And unfortunately, I don't think this will be it. A couple signs right near the starting location and a gas station, which means pinpointing might not be too tricky as long as it's on the map.
Yeah, usually are though in most countries. The question is then,
Mm-hmm.
does it say the right name for the gas station?
There we
But
go.
yeah,
Very nice sign for Nakiro there. Farbon
yes.
heading further into town.
San Martin Zapacatan.
Yeah, San Martin.
I think it also
Both have seen that name.
I think it already appeared on Nakru's map for like a split second, but he then zoomed into a different place.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, Rio. I think that tells him he's in Rio Retal Huleo. That is it.
Yep, he's got that. Plenty of good signs. I think Farbon's actually even seen more of those kinds of signs, but has yet to really do anything with it on his map, at least. Just
I think
trying to gather as much as he can.
Faraban hasn't seen which province he's in yet.
Well, I mean, he's gone past those signs.
Well, yeah, but
Whether or not he's taken, there we go. Whether or not he's taken note of that is another matter. There's another bus with some city names on it.
yeah, Nakiro is pretty much done.
Yep. And there's that gas station. The slight split off on the road, which you can try to guess where it joins, and the main road. It's actually under construction right now.
There we go.
So.
There, Faraban, please. It said the province right there.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, if he knows and an ace for Nakiro in the meantime with plenty of time to spend.
Yeah, it is on his map right next to his mouse as well, to the west. He's moved back over.
Yeah. So, not really sure what he's looking for. He's seen plenty of information. Maybe he's kind of showing a bit of lack of practice.
Yeah, I'd assume so.
Oh,
there it says it again.
This
time he actually noticed
it. Get it. Or maybe it's just a bit of going too fast for his own good, not quite reading those signs completely. But with still about 2 minutes left, he gets it, so shouldn't be too hard for him in the remaining time to match Nakiro's ace.
And sometimes I think he kind of does what you could call like an alibi check, where like you look at a sign, but you're not actually consciously thinking about what it says. You're just kind of looking at it to look at it. Then you move on.
Yeah, and an ace for him as well. Both of them pretty much the same distance away, 10 and 11 meters. So not too bad. A pretty good pinpointable location in Guatemala. It's probably as easy as they come, Calamity.
Yeah, it doesn't get much easier than that. You've got everything you need in pretty close vicinity. And the only thing was that even when I played this seed, I'd never heard of that city before, and it is actually rather big. So I was just confused a bit for a while, just because it looked like it should be in an area where there's a lot of big cities, and it's not really.
Yeah. But some of the province names and whatnot did help you out pretty nicely in those. Well, let's jump into round number 3. Nakiro still taking that round 1 advantage into this after they were all even in round 2. And another nice location. We're next to a body of water, so this might be a bit of a preview for next week.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that lake, not a whole lot to work with, and searching for a lake isn't exactly... Well, apparently Faraban did practice, because he just zooms in straight away to the correct lake, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, that is the correct lake. Quite funny, actually, because this was a repeat for round for me as well. So it would be quite funny if it was for Faraban too. But it is, just from the way it looks, it does stand out. Like, if you have that as a repeat, you'll remember that you had the location before. Like me, you might not remember where it was exactly, but you will remember you had it.
Nakiro getting the signs that helped me out.
Yeah.
The education department of Juipa.
Utiapa, yep.
Utiapa, that's right. The J is an H sound in Spanish. And he'll have to look for a little lake. And oh, there's one right there.
Yep.
Gas station not too far north.
A gas station
Also
that obviously does not appear in Street View.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was my comment in my playthrough as well. As there was a gas station there.
I think it's
didn't see one.
Yeah, I think it's more the other way around. Like, if you've got a gas station there on Street View, then it's gonna be on maps as well. Not always the other way around. Because I think it's rare, because usually Google Maps is more up to date than Street View. So I think it's rarer that a gas station just completely disappears in reality, rather than it just coming and being built after Google Street View has been taken.
Yeah. And Faraban doing the best he can, guessing quite a bit early, and he might be a little bit mad at himself in the fact that he misses out on an ace, but 4,995, not bad.
You can also tell Nakiro's guess already from Faraban's screen.
Yeah, you can already see that he was pretty much on the same spot.
Yeah, there's also
See how
like,
much longer it takes him to get that.
yeah, there's no reference point whatsoever on that road.
Mhm.
That you can see at least. You can see a couple of houses there on the map, but you can't actually see those in game. So there's really it's a pretty long road with no reference points. So I mean, you're not gonna get a perfect score there with any certainty.
See how long Nakiro wants to spend to try, anyways. He's going to guess that sort of non-existent gas station. He goes back to the start to check one more time.
Looking for a gas station that does not exist.
There's a little kilometer marker.
Kilometer 61. Do you need anything more? Is that not enough information for you?
No, yeah, it's all you need, right? Oh, Guatemala, kilometer 61. Boom, got it. That would be amazing, but
Yeah.
I think it more has to do with the fact that if you've practiced this than anything else, and he'll get 2 points more than his competitor in this one, so he'll build his lead, if ever, by just a tiny hair's margin, 4,997 for Nakiro. So yeah, Calamity, only 2 more rounds to go, and Faraban still with quite a bit to do.
Yeah, this round doesn't really decide much in a way of well, much points either way, but the only thing it does decide is that there's one less round for Faraban to catch up.
Mm-hmm. And let's see what can happen in round 4. Still about a 2,000 point lead or so for Nakiro.
Hello, Tenango.
And
I think
that'll be helpful.
It says something at the bottom there as well. I think. Oh, I can't read that.
It's that city name, that CH. I can pronounce it. There we go. That Faraban is looking at. That Tenango ending is on a lot of the major cities. So
yeah.
If you see that on a sign, you're like, oh, that's a something city name. So take note.
Yeah. That could be interesting. Not that sign, Nakiro, the other one. The one opposite. That one.
There we go. That's the sign that Faraban was looking at in a different direction.
Now I can read it as well.
Mm-hmm. There's a bus as well with the
Escuintla Antigua. Yeah.
Yeah, La Antigua. Something.
See both of them there, and there we go. There's Alatunango on Faraban's screen.
The seed being quite generous with our competitors.
Yeah, this leads me to believe, though, that it was actually probably Nakiro who's lacking a bit of practice, since Chimaltenango is one of the biggest cities in Guatemala, and he does not seem to recognize it.
He does. Maybe I was about to say he's going to spot it, and then he didn't spot it. Of course, he might very well know where it is and just knows we're not in the town. We have to be around it. So he's looking.
It is the 10th biggest city in Guatemala, and Escuintla, the other city on that sign, is the 6th biggest city in Guatemala. So not recognizing both of them is not exactly an indication that he's practiced a lot.
Yep. So getting a little bit of an artificial boost, and thankfully he carries a lead. Faraban much more confident with this sort of round, though.
Yeah, the annoying part about this one is that the sign looks like it points you towards Alatenango, but it clearly doesn't looking at the map.
Yeah, it doesn't quite fit the directions.
Yep.
Not sure what it's doing.
I asked myself that for pretty much the entire 4.5 minutes that I played that round, and came to no conclusion.
I think I was literally in a town away because of it, because I was like, oh, we have to be somewhere like this, right? And then nope. So those signs can be a bit tricky. 1.5 minutes left still for these two, though. See what they can pull out of their hats.
Well, great signs for Nakiro, just say nothing.
Yep. There's the actual town entrance sign or something like that. Faraban working on his pinpointing where he believes he is. There's a little bit of a bridge. He's going to try to count back from there. I guess count might not be the right word now that I think about it. Measure, that's probably better. Measure back from there. Where he might be. Interesting to see US dollars on the sign for the price. Probably a tourist sign then.
What is
it is a resort and golf course, so.
What is the currency in Guatemala? The Guatemalan quetzal.
Quetzal.
Hmm.
Interesting. How's the exchange rate?
In quetzal. $1 is worth 7.74 Guatemalan quetzals.
Not too bad. And as you look that up, Faraban does manage to pinpoint the location, so a very strong round 4 from him. And Nakiro showing a bit of weakness. And that will really cost him 889 points. So yeah, Calamity, your little prediction maybe did come true. The lack of practice in noticing these cities means he drops a whopping 4,111 points.
Yep.
There we go. IR smart. Okay. For this one, yeah, but I mean, there was plenty of signs. Nakiro just really didn't seem to take notice of much of them.
Yeah, it was pretty much the first sign that they both saw that told them everything they needed to know to at least get on the right road. Told them multiple of the biggest cities in the country, and Nakiro, I don't know if he just ignored what it said, or if he genuinely couldn't find them, or if he didn't trust the sign for whatever reason. Like, you know how sometimes in countries like Kenya, you'll find signs that tell you, oh yeah, here's a sign, here's a company, it's in Nairobi, and you're not in Nairobi, just the company is there. But yeah, I think it was Nakiro as well that then saw that bus as well, that told him again, like, you're here, please listen to me. And Nakiro was like, no, I don't trust you.
Yeah, I mean, it is tricky. Guatemala is not the most straightforward country. It kind of breaks a lot of the Geoguessr rules. So just kind of having to know that and say, look, the signs are very local in Guatemala. Give them a benefit of the doubt. Except the road numbers, apparently.
Yeah.
As we'll jump into round number 5 and see how things finish. And it's now Faraban with quite the significant lead, 17-824 over Nakiro's 15-882. So a switching of fortunes here in the final round. And there's a beautiful sign. Hoi hoi Tanango.
Yep. Look, that sign tells you everything you need to know.
And there he goes. And now Nakiro's got that sign. Let's see if he can do the same thing with it.
Yep.
And it looks like he can. Oh, Faraban's already guessed. That was very fast.
31 seconds.
An ace for him. Yeah, that's all he needed. That sign was pretty much perfect.
Just to point out, Tsutomu, that is the direction you went in.
Yeah. I had 4 very good rounds, and then the 5th round I think might have just been choking. Like, oh, I'm doing so well, and oh, I need to do well in this one too. And then going, oh, I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It is really surprising, just sometimes you just don't see it. It's right in front of you. And there is a lot going on. You know, you have to really be able to keep that focus through all 5 rounds. 4 rounds is not enough.
Yeah, definitely. You need to,
especially in this competition. So.
You need to start ready and you need to finish ready. Nakiro's turned around now, trying to get a direction. I don't know why specifically. He's seen everything he needs to see, and he is in the right location on the map.
Yeah, he should be down to about pinpointing, just counting curves and looking at some points of interest, but no, he's still... Again, it's probably down to the fact that he just had a bad round. He's not confident in any of these signs. Threw him off his game a bit.
Yes, the good thing about this round is there's plenty more.
Yep.
He has already seen a sign that told him he's exiting or entering San Sebastian Huehuetenango.
which is where he has his pin.
Yep.
Where he's had his pin for over 2 minutes.
Wonder what he's looking for.
I don't know. Maybe just, I don't know if there's another city with a similar name. Did what I see actually point me here? I think it does, but I'm not confident at all.
Yeah.
That's all I can really think of, is just really second guessing, triple guessing himself.
The funny thing is, in Guatemala, as similar sounding as all of those names usually are, I don't think I've seen the exact same name in two different places before.
No, I mean, there's a lot of San something or whatever, but that's common in Spanish-speaking countries, so nothing new there.
Yeah, they usually then have some kind of addendum that's like San Sebastian Huehuetenango, for example, in this case. He's found another sign that tells him, you're here. And he's still looking further away.
Yeah, I'm really not sure what happened. 45 seconds left to go for him to make up his mind. And yeah, probably just really not a whole lot of self-assurance here for Nakiro in the final round, having a pretty bad round, pretty much thinking I have to be perfect. I can't make any mistakes.
Yeah, that Coca-Cola thing again tells him he's in San Sebastian.
Yeah.
And he finally believes it, it seems.
Yep. Now he'll start the pinpointing with about 15 seconds left. There's a bit of a curve. Turning to the north. That'll be good. And just a bit off, 4,900 and something odd points. 20,879 to finish for him. 22,824 for Faraban. So Calamity, yeah, round 4, completely a reversal of fortunes, and Faraban comes out with the win.
Yeah, I think after seeing all of it now, I think it was definitely a deserved win for Faraban. He made that slight mistake, I guess you could call it, in round 1. But apart from that, a very solid game from him. Nakiro just seemed a bit shaken after the first 3 rounds, and last 2 were odd in some ways. Of again, like we had in week 1 with Pashetli in Japan, where I was kind of like, I don't know what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
And that's never really a good sign. And in the end, the score itself isn't bad. 20,879 might be enough for a bonus point if he's lucky. But yeah, definitely Faraban, the deserved winner here.
Yeah, so Guatemala, definitely not an easy challenge. Some big points. A lead means almost nothing when one round can cost you about 4,000 points. The swing is quite significant. Well, congrats to Faraban on that. His first win in Division 4 after moving up from Division 5 last season. And all the best of luck to you in the future maps. And we'll see you all then. Take care.
Bye.